Hello everybody, my name's Sarah. You already know that because my name is somewhere down there. I spent 5 years in the multi-level marketing industry. I was gaslit, I was lied to, I was manipulated, and now I'm here so that you don't make the same mistakes I did. Let's get started. Hello, hi, how was your week? How was my week? I ordered new towels on Amazon because we have been in desperate need of bath towels. And so I told Chris, I'm just going to order some online. I don't want to have to go in the store and pick some out. I'll get the exact color I want. And they, I kid you not, were about this big. And I pulled them out of the bag and I said, what the hell are we gonna even dry off with these? They're so tiny. There's literally nothing you can do with them. So those are getting returned and I'm gonna walk my happy butt down to Target and actually buy some real towels. So that's what I get for trying to be lazy and go the easy route. So that one turned around and bit me in the ass, but it's fine. Today we are watching, and first time for this channel, an Oliveda Instagram live. So we rarely go into the beauty space, but we are going into the beauty space today, which is very different, and I'm very excited. So this video was sent to me, and the caption says, I didn't realize skincare needed to be so spiritual. So I'm very excited to see what this video has to offer. I have my cat lady shirt on and ready to go. The boys are all napping, so it should be pretty quiet from them today, and I'm hoping we can just get through this video without any pauses or anybody jumping up the wall or summoning demons, but we'll see what happens. As a reminder, I am not a doctor. I am not a lawyer. I am not a Hobby Lobby employee because that means I would get Sundays off. All of my content in my videos are strictly opinion. I am just a girl who knows how to work an iPhone. I don't even know how to work a camera. I ordered a camera and couldn't figure out how to work it, so I had to send it back. And I am back on the iPhone, baby. So I know how to work an iPhone and an iPhone only, and I know how to plug a microphone into it most of the time. Sometimes I forget, then the audio is really bad, but most of the time we remember to plug a mic into it. Everything that I have in these videos are found on a public platform or sent to me via social media and usually are in a public format. That being said, if you happen to be a person in one of these videos or one of these pictures or one of these posts, I am so sorry. But if it upsets you, it's not about you, respectfully. It is about the examples that when people are in multi-level marketing companies, they tend to take on this facade that is not only not them at all, but very predatory and very much a copy and paste version of their upline, which is a version of what the company wants you to do, which sucks. It's very cult-like in my opinion. It's very manipulative, and unfortunately these companies tend to prey on people that are in less than financially desirable areas of their life, usually military spouses who are alone, who are looking for friendships, who are in a new area where they have no support system, or teachers, nurses who are looking for extra sources of income, and these reps prey on these people, promising them a dream, promising them an extra couple K a month, and they can't promise them that. That is an income claim, and you cannot do that because according to the FTC, 99.6% of people who join a multi-level marketing company will lose money. Statistically speaking, you are more likely to win the lottery. So when I use these videos as examples and when I point out false claims within them. It's not about the rep. It's just about what they're being taught to say, what these companies are doing to lie and manipulate these people into saying and doing whatever they need in order to get people at the bottom, because essentially multi-level marketing structures are legal pyramid schemes, in my opinion. The people at the very top, the top 1%, 2%, make all the millions and hundreds and thousands of dollars, but all the people at the bottom are losing money because they're having to buy kits, they're having to pay monthly website fees, they're having to re-qualify every single month and buy product to stay active, and that is not a sustainable business model. The products are usually subpar, and that's what this channel is about. So without further ado, let's get into this video. I'm excited to see what it has to offer because it is something different than what we usually watch. So have your iced coffee ready, or if you have the tism like me, have your multiple drinks ready, and let's get down to business. Okay?
How are you guys? So we are jumping on here live today to talk things Oliveda and all about our journeys. My friend Erica, who is a teammate of mine, is going to be jumping on here as well. So I'm going to wait for her to jump on, and then we are going to talk things, all things skincare. So, hi Sonia. So Erica and I are actually on the same team with Sonia, and I just love these women, guys. Well, I can't wait for you all to meet Erica. But just the joy that we each share, and the love and the support and the cheerleader and the helping out is just something that I have not come across. And I have been involved in many network marketing companies for years. Okay, I think Erica's coming on. Hold on. Awesome. There we go. Hi.
Hello.
Okay, it took me a second. I kept hitting like accept. I think there's a little bit of a delay here, but how are you?
Good. Yeah, I apologize. My internet is not the greatest. I kind of live in the boondocks, so
Yeah, I live in the country.
Roll with it.
Yeah, I live in the country, so it's always something like where internet connection is a blessing when you have it. But I'm so excited to be sharing this conversation with you guys, and really having Erica on, vice versa, like to talk about our story into like discovering Oliveda. And then you're an esthetician, so I think that's something really important to highlight because it really gives value to why we love this product so much.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah. So I think let's start with our stories. I think that's really the important piece of this. We can tell you guys how amazing the skincare line is, but the reality is it's important to understand like why we each fell in love with it. And our stories are similar, but different in a way. So you want to share yours first, Erica?
They share their stories so that they can pull people into the business. I don't need to know someone's story in order to enjoy a product. I don't need to understand why the person selling me a car is selling me a car. I know what I'm there for. So they use these stories in order to be more likable and be more personable, so people are more willing to go into the business. It's not about the products. It's only about the business. It's about recruiting so that they can make money.
Yeah. So my name's Erica. I'm a esthetician and holistic healing, wellness, all of that started because I actually was diagnosed with some autoimmune issues like 12, 13 years ago. So that's when I kind of like dove deep into what is like causing these problems, toxin buildup, all of that. So I am not new to clean beauty. I've been with different clean beauty brands. Can you guys hear me? It's kind of cracking.
Yeah, it's cracking a little bit, but I can still hear you. Yeah.
Okay, I'll see if I can move a little bit. So I am not new to all like the clean beauty and all of that. So sorry, I'm gonna try to sit over here. And I've been with different brands, clean beauty brands, in the past. But my love for skincare, before becoming an esthetician, so I'm a newer esthetician, I actually went back. I dealt with a couple miscarriages, and during that time is when I found not only my passion of what I really want to do, because I've always had this passion to help others, but I had such a love for skincare and a deep rooted ambition to do it holistically and full body. So I went back after that, and that's when I came across another different brand, clean beauty brand, that I was a part of. And I liked their products. I definitely did. And I liked their mission and what they stood for, and how they made my skin feel. But it was just over time, I was kind of like hoping, like, are they going to come out with another product that like I can see a little bit more changes in my skin? Because I was still dealing with larger pores, dullness. I definitely have acne prone skin, going through miscarriages and stuff. You're going through lots of hormones. I mean, so many people I talk to on the daily are getting off the birth control pill, or going on it, or they're, going through fertility treatments. A lot of my friends have been going through fertility treatments, and their skin just, it goes crazy. So when I came across this, my mentor actually shared Oliveda, and I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And so that's when I dove deep, and it literally aligned to exactly everything I believe in. Starting just like holistically, like the internals. The founder, Thomas, started with the elixir for the IO1 to help him with all of his health issues. And I just, like, that is so amazing to me, is like starting, inward, and what we take in and what we put on our skin, because our skin is our largest organ. So that's kind of a little backstory on kind of how I got to this point.
If you guys are not familiar with how Oliveda works, or olive tree people also known, they have their claim to fame is an olive tree somewhere across the water. I don't know exactly where it's at, but that is where all their product comes from, is the olive trees. So their big thing is that their skincare heals from the outside in. It's almost like taking a vitamin, and it's waterless. You'll hear, oh, it's waterless skincare, waterless, because instead of using water as the first ingredient, they're using olive oil as the first ingredient. So that's all they did, was replaced water with olive oil, and now they're all ranting and raving waterless. So that kind of tends to attract people who are like a little more spiritual, a little more holistic, and that's kind of how we got where we are
with Oliveda. And I've only been here a couple months, so definitely newer, but it is so new to the United States. We've only been here like 5 months, it hasn't been. And it is growing like wildfire. I mean, the whole their basis of waterless is just incredible.
Yeah. And I think, so my story with hormones, I think you and I connect really on this hormone level, even though our journeys are slightly different, is I've spent 20 plus years on birth control. I had terrible acne as a teen, and my mom wanted to do everything she could for me to have good, clean skin. And ultimately the OBGYN's like, oh, let's put her on birth control. And so I've literally been on it for 20 years. And over the summer, I started working with an Ayurveda practitioner, because I could tell I'm closer to 40 now than I am 30. And I could tell like hormones in my body were just changing, and things were happening that shouldn't be happening. And so in working with her, she's like, we have to get you off this birth control, which honestly, there's really no other reason I was on it other than to regulate my skin. And so as we've started that journey, all the acne that I have suppressed for 20 years is surfacing, and it's hard. I mean, you wake up going to bed, or you go to bed one night and your skin looks great, and the next night you've got these cyst acne. And so as I spent months and months and months really leaning into what I was putting in my body, because we know how important that is now, what I wasn't thinking about was what I was putting on it. And our mentor, we have the same mentor, and I had been following her for years. And when she started to sprinkle this content about waterless, I thought, who would have thought? Like, who would have really thought that? And as I started to dive deeper into the science around it, I thought, this is crazy how much of our skincare in the United States, the base is water. And ultimately that means more preservatives, which means more toxins. And so I think our love of this holistic path really aligns with exactly what Oliveda is trying to change in our market.
Yes.
Her saying that her skin is detoxing is giving me the same vibes as Monate girls claiming that your hair is detoxing when it falls out. So if you start using a product, and I am not an esthetician, but when you start using a product and your skin is reacting to it, that usually means you're probably allergic to it, or it just doesn't agree with you. That doesn't necessarily mean that your skin is detoxing. And also, please see a professional. Do not just believe these Huns on the internet. Go to somebody who knows what they're talking about. Go to somebody who's not pushing a product where they get commission off of it, and have a real educated opinion on what's going on with your skin, and have a real evaluation on it, not just one Instagram live and then you start using new product. Please take it seriously. You only have your skin for your entire life. Make sure you're treating it right. Please, 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 please.
Yes, for sure. Because even people that are using those clean brands, they don't realize, like, if there is water, there are preservatives. And even if it is cleaner, it's not necessarily, it's kind of like a marketing thing too. So yeah, when you really dive deep into it, and that's what, sparked my interest right away with the whole waterless concept.
Yeah. So I think it would be awesome to share a little bit. You mentioned internals. And so I think some people, at least from my audience, think this is just a skincare, like external skincare. And there's not. There's a lot more to Oliveda than just this external skincare. So I would love to share a little bit about the internals.
Yeah, so the internals I am super, super passionate about, just because as an esthetician, everything that comes out on our skin is a sign of what's happening internally. So whether that be, like with your cystic acne, if you're getting the jawline, hormones, food sensitivities, an imbalance in your gut microbiome, all of that contributes. I mean, your liver health, everything. So these internals really address those. Like the IO1 is an awesome product to detoxify the liver. Anti-inflammatory. A lot of these have compounds to fight cancer cells. Like, there is just so much science and research, and with it coming from the olive tree, which is the tree of life, if you just research that, it's profound, like the different ailments that it's healing and the structure of this hydroxytyrosol, and it's such a powerful antioxidant. And people don't realize, but what you take in really shows on your skin. So I always start people on an ingestible. I mean, obviously what you put on your skin is going to dictate, different effects. It can be irritating to your skin, but if people are having these cystic acne issues and that, like, starting them just on, or even dryness, rosacea, starting them on this internal is huge. I mean, they will see, I know some people have seen what I posted with my husband, and that's another side note, but he struggled. He went on a fishing trip and he had a flare up, and I thought it was like fungal. Honestly, we went to multiple doctors and dermatologists. I'm doing holistic stuff. Like, we're trying different, herbs and tallow, just stuff that's other holistic remedies, and nothing touched it until I gave him all of Oliveda's. We started him on the B14, and then we saw a great improvement in topical, but it wasn't until we did the IO1 that he was having those profound results.
Yeah.
So it's definitely what you are taking in as well.
Oh gosh, yeah. I'm going to make sure to reshare that with my audience too, because his before and afters are just incredible. We also have another team member, Sonia, who has some incredible before and afters when it comes. In fact, I didn't even realize when her before and afters were being shared in our group chat for a while, I didn't even put two and two together that it was her, because
that's so funny.
Wild, the change of just her internals, and then of course the support. I think the other thing, and we talk about the holistic thing a lot, is like Oliveda is all about the frequency. So when you mentioned the tree of life, like they share the actual like musical frequencies of the trees every single day on our website. And I actually, in the morning and night when I'm doing my skincare, I actually play that to like align with the frequency of these trees, because
I love that.
So amazing. Like to just call that in.
Ooh. No, this is so much better than I thought it was gonna be. What? Okay, so she just said that she listens to the frequency of the olive tree that her skincare comes from while she's putting her skincare on. I might just have to let that slide, because I don't know if I have any words for that. That seems a little wild to me. I'm trying not to be too judgy. That's a little wild.
And that's what I feel like isn't shared as much. Like people share little glimpses, and I need to do better with that. But that is a huge part, our environment and what dictates, like that's stress, stress in our system. So it's definitely, like I said, that's why I align so well with this company, because it is full body.
Yeah. And it's also authentic. I've been involved with other network marketing companies. It's probably been 5+ years, because I just was soured by both like the company, but also like the other network marketers. And so I just chose to like build my own business. I'm going to go on my own journey. I'm going to leave corporate, build my own business. And I've done that really successfully. And so the whole Oliveda thing really fell in my lap organically. And it was not something I was seeking out, but the support that people in our community, like our group chat, cheering each other on, welcoming each other, asking questions that maybe we don't know, you're not met with like judgment. And I love the fact that we're all supporting each other.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Like you said, unlike anything I've ever worked in. I've worked for 2 different skincare companies, and I hardly got any support from those. And this community is amazing. The resources, the training. We have an esthetician on every Wednesday who does trainings. You can ask her questions. It's incredible.
Yeah. I love the support that we are getting, both from an education and then also just like a cheerleader standpoint. I haven't spoken a ton about this with my audience, but we've also had some investment opportunities that we've been given if we have some goals, which is just incredible. Like, it's just absolutely amazing. And when we post about it being the opportunity and the time to jump in, like, we're literally not joking. This is serious. And just the growth that the company's seen in the few months that it's been here.
Oh, I know. And even like the numbers from July to November, I was like, oh my goodness. But it's so true, because this is, brand new to the US. People are like, what is this waterless?
Which
it is so healing.
And they put you in a group chat like that and love bomb you so you don't leave, babe. That's why they do that. They do that so that you feel like you're a part of something that's bigger than yourself, and you're less likely to leave when you feel like you're a member of something. Why do you think churches keep people in for so long? Why do you think cults keep people in for so long? And I know not a lot of people like to hear that, and I have a certain view on religion, even though I am spiritual, and of course me and the Lord have a relationship. But as far as religion goes and the structure of the church, when you feel like you're a part of something, you're less likely to leave. When you have a job within a cult, you're less likely to leave. Look at Scientology. Once you have a position, your likelihood of leaving lessens more and more and more. So when they put you in the group chat, when they're cheering you on, when they are love bombing you, and essentially, in my opinion, pretending like they care, they're really just making money off of you, and it's a tactic in order to keep you there. I've seen it happen a million times. I have literally had leaders say, let's go love on these girls because I think they're starting to get antsy, they're wanting to leave, they're not feeling supported. So as like secondary leaders in the team, we were directed to go and like message these girls and check on them and like give them love so that they feel supported. And it's super, super, super fucking gross. So gross and so disingenuous.
I think what I would love if you would share a little bit in terms of the importance of this switch when it comes to breastfeeding. I think that's another important part of your journey too that we had chatted about. I think would be good to share.
Yeah. So, kind of a step back, that is when, before I started all of this, I had the holistic. So I always looked into lines that were pregnancy and breastfeeding safe because I knew I wanted to start a family. You know, what you put on your skin day to day, it does build up in your system. And you can transfer that, you know, everything that we have in our bodies. So I was very conscientious of that when looking. But when I came across Oliveda, I was like, this is like a whole nother step, you know, like in what I'm putting on my skin and in my body, it is transferring. And I love that all of these products are pregnancy and breastfeeding safe. I mean, people are getting profound results with they're pregnant and they're breastfeeding. Like, it is so hard. There are so many people that have had testimonies. I can't remember the
You thinking of the girl that had I think it was like a topical dermatitis.
Yes.
Yeah.
And her dermatologist was like, sorry, we can't help you until you're done having the baby and breastfeeding. And she's like, are you kidding me? Like, oh, you know, how many months left? So I just think that that speaks volumes because us women, like, there are so, like, I guess looking at it, you know, products that are not okay, breastfeeding and pregnancy safe, you're like, well, what is that really doing to my body?
Right.
What am I putting on my skin that it's not okay for my child to come in contact with, you know? So you kind of question that, and I did a long time ago, but it's just amazing to see how many women's skin are just transforming.
Yeah.
And they're in those stages of either, you know, trying to get pregnant, breastfeeding. Yeah. And I love it. I personally, so I haven't shared this yet, but I'm going to take some before and after pictures. But my daughter, she's 1 year old, and I'm surprised she hasn't crawled over here yet. She's in the other room. But she struggles with just under her eye a little bit, some, I don't know if it's really baby eczema, and I don't know if it's just like, you know, if they're eating these foods.
I know she's about to say that she's putting this crap on her freaking baby's face. Oh my God. And another thing, other than stuff that is like a medical grade skincare, a lot of over-the-counter skincare is safe to use when you're breastfeeding and pregnant. You can double check, but there's not very many in my experience that are not safe to use when breastfeeding and also pregnant. So that's really not a really big argument, I feel like, but she's literally about to say that she's putting this crap on her baby's face. Oh my God.
And we're not, you know, cleaning it as good as we can because they make a mess. Yeah. But I started her on the B14, and these products are so incredibly gentle, yet they perform top notch. Yeah. Like, that's what I love. Yeah. And it's because it is from the earth. Yeah. It is all natural. Yeah. It is full body healing.
Yeah. That's amazing. I can't wait to see her before and afters.
Yeah. And it's so funny because we'll do it after her bath at night, and she just sits there like she knows it's coming, you know, and she loves it.
Yeah, that's amazing. You know, that brings me to another point too, is the majority of our line is vegan too. There's just a handful of products that aren't because there's honey in them. So people that are sensitive or, you know, worried about vegan versus not vegan or anything like that, like that's something else for us to note as well. In that. I think too, something I'd like to touch on is the purging. So when we go from using, even if we are using what we believe to be clean beauty, because I think you and I were actually using a lot of the same products. Um, There can be, when we elevate that to something even cleaner, like Oliveda, there can be this period that our skin goes through a little bit of a purge. So what that means is that there's going to be some gunk that works its way out, and we maybe break out a little bit more before it really starts to clear up our skin. And I think for people who think, oh, I'm going to use this skincare and it's going to make everything magical from the get-go, that's something just to point out. I have very acne-prone skin as well. And so I was definitely going through a bit of a purge when I first started using the products.
Yeah. So I would say the first couple weeks, like my skin was like awesome. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, you're going to be dry and you're going to break out and like all the things. And I was like, but knowing as an esthetician, when we always tell our clients, when we introduce, new products, you can have this purge. So it is common amongst all lines. But I would say I have probably purged the most with these products.
Yeah.
And I'm just over that hump. And to some, it could be like nothing. But to me, I was like, I've never had, any type of like acne on my body or like even like pustules or, blackheads and kind of like that stuff. Like I take good care of my skin. But I was definitely noticing them. And I know where I was noticing them was that hormonal. So even kind of like weaning on and off with breastfeeding, that can also contribute, to that. But yeah, I definitely saw that. And it, like now my face, like I just feel like it's doing amazing right now. So I always tell people, especially when they sign up or if they're dealing with this, if they're having acne prone, to give it like 6 to 8 weeks, because it can take that. And, if you are just using Walmart brand, stuff, it could even take longer. It's kind of, everyone's individualized in that sense. So I'm sure that you have, told people too that.
Yeah, and I always say ease into it. Like a lot of times people want to just like throw everything away, and like the reality is I often explain my skin in the same way I would explain my body. Is if I decide after the holidays, after eating a ton of junk and sugar, to like, okay, I've had it all, I'm throwing it all out. Those first few days are painful. I mean, like your body's craving the sugar or the junk, and even though you're fueling your body with good stuff, it takes time to adjust. And so I'm a big believer. When I started my journey with Oliveda, I just started to ease products in as I was finishing up other products. And so I'm officially fully all Oliveda at this point, but I spent a few months doing that. And so what I did find is that my skin would get really good and it would be like, oh, this is amazing. And then I would finish up a product and then I would go through a purge again because I would like add something else to it. So for me, it was easier to stagger it into my routine versus completely starting fresh and over. And that's kind of how I've encouraged other clients to do it.
Yeah, and I love...
Just so we're clear, there's plenty of clean products that you can find at the drugstore, Walmart, Target, whatever. There are vegan products you can find at the drugstores and the grocery stores. There are waterless, I'm sure, products that you can find at the drugstore or online that doesn't even cost a quarter of what these girls are trying to sell this product at. Also, maybe this is me being uneducated. Like I said, I'm not an esthetician. I'm sure somebody can correct me in the comments. I don't mind. But it sounds like if your skin is having a reaction to something, you should probably stop using it. In my personal experience of 31 years of being on this planet, when I have an issue with a product or I'm having a reaction to a product, I stop using it and my skin goes back to what it's supposed to be. Continuing to use the product that is making your skin worse seems like idiocracy to me, but
that because I dove headfirst all right away. Yeah. And that's why I had it, because I'm like, oh my gosh, these are amazing. Like, bring it to me. Like, let's try them all. And that's one thing I tell people not to do. I'm like, don't do me, because I get way too excited and I want all the things, because you just see these amazing results right away and you're like, throw it at me. So I always tell people, don't do what I did, and even Olivia, the esthetician, touches on that. When you're introducing a serum or something more concentrated, do it 1 to 2 times a week and ease into it, because this stuff is so potent.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a really valid, good point. Like it is very potent. I mean, it is when you talk 70% of a potential product you're using being water, and now instead of it being water, it's hydroxytyrosol, which to note on that, there is water in our products, but the only water that's in our products is naturally coming from the plant. It's nothing that we've added into those products. So I've gotten some questions about, well, you guys say waterless, but there's still water in there. And so that's just something we want to touch on that as well. So, yeah. Is there anything else you want to add or share?
I don't think so. Do we have any questions from anybody?
You know what? I'm not really good.
Sonia, hi. Yes, your changes are amazing.
Yeah. And this is a really good point to make. So Erica, you're in your 30s. I'm in my later-ish 30s. And Sonia's in her 50s. And so like, this is for all ages. Like we all struggle with different skincare lines or skincare, outbreaks or whatever it is. I want to share your husband's and I want to share Sonia's again to this group because both of those were incredible transformations. But it goes to show, and then you talked about your daughter, like this is not just for certain ages or types of skin. This is all types of skin, all different ages.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, well, it was so good sharing this afternoon with you.
Yes, you too. Thank you so much. We'll also do this again.
Yes, absolutely.
That is the end of that video. All I have to say is you can have other skincare options at the regular grocery store. You do not have to spend money on severely overpriced skincare in order to achieve what you need. If you need to go to a dermatologist, please do so. If you need to consult an actual esthetician who does not have a stake or commission in the products that they're selling, please do so. But all in all, I've already expressed I do not think you should consider continuing to use a product if it is giving you a reaction, period. Also, I don't really have a comment on listening to the frequencies of a tree when doing your skincare, but I guess if it's not hurting anybody or affecting anyone else, then you do you. And if you feel like your skincare is better because you're listening to the frequency of where it originated from, then that's all on you. It's a little weird for me, but who am I to judge? That's all I have for y'all today. I appreciate you guys so much for tuning into this video. Please leave a comment and hit subscribe if you do so desire. If you have your own MLM, what the horror story that you want to share with me, please send it to my email below. If you see just wild MLM content out in the universe, you can also send that to me through my email and I will share it here or give commentary on it or whatever. I appreciate you guys so much. I love this channel. I love putting energy into it and I appreciate reading your guys' comments and interacting with you guys. And as a reminder, you are worth more than the kickback your upline's gonna get for recruiting you. Thanks, guys.